But New Zealand won't miss out on all the excitement. There's a special advanced screening being held at the Roxy Cinema in Wellington, where Laura is. Good morning, Laura.
Morning, Sasha. Well, despite the fact that it's only 6 o'clock in the morning, people are starting to arrive here at the Roxy. This is a special advanced screening for local cast and crew and a few very lucky fans. It may not have all the glitz and glamour of the world premiere that we're going to see a bit of from London, but it's going to be a fantastic morning anyway. And it's so fitting that it's happening here at the Roxy Cinema in Miramar. The Roxy is actually co-owned by Sir Richard Taylor and Jamie Selkirk, who of course are two of the co-founders of the Weta companies. They opened it 3 years ago because they wanted to give something back to the community of Miramar, which is where it all began. Just down the road you've got Weta Workshop, there's Stone Street Studios, Park Road Post-Production and of course Weta Digital.
Laura, I'm sure there'll be a lot of excitement down there this morning, but a little bit of sadness too.
Absolutely, Sasha. I mean, this really is the end of an incredible journey. It's 15 years ago that Sir Peter Jackson started filming that very first Lord of the Rings, and 13 years ago, almost to the day since it came out. There's been so much anticipation for this final film. Sir Peter Jackson himself has said that it's one of his favourites, and he's promised a very thrilling conclusion. But given the fact that it also concludes the journey to Middle-earth, it really is the end of an era, Sasha. Well, the cinema is absolutely packed despite the early hour in the morning. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by two members of the Dwarf cast, Graham McTavish and Stephen Hunter. Thanks so much for being here with me this morning.
Pleasure.
So what is it like for you being here this morning to see the final film?
Oh, it's fantastic, and it's particularly exciting to be here with my 8-year-old daughter Honor to experience this final chapter in what has been an enormous part of our lives, a defining part of our lives, really, of our careers and as a life experience of getting to know these guys. My daughter was 4 when this began, but now she's 8, so yeah, it's great.
But my daughter wasn't even born when I did my first wardrobe call, and she's just turned 4, so yeah, I think it's really great to be back in Wellington and to be in Miramar at the Roxy. Yeah, I mean, it's always a bit nostalgic coming back to Wellington, without all the rest of the boys here, but yeah, it's great. Get to see Graham and get to see the other boys, so yeah, and I'm just very excited about the film.
Yeah.
It reminded me coming in of going to a call at the studio. It was so early, I thought I was going to be getting into prosthetic makeup.
Yeah.
Well, you could have. It would have been good for us.
Maybe for later, yeah.
And a few of the faces here, I mean, must be people that you've worked with so much over the years. Great to spend this moment with people that you've worked with so closely.
Oh, yeah, it's very important, actually, I think, for us to be together to experience these things, because for some of us, when we watch this, there are parts of these films that we have no idea what we're going to see. I mean, that's the great thing about working with Peter. He'll always pull something out of the hat that you have no idea about until you're sitting there watching it. So.
Yeah, and like usually at premieres, we don't have a lot of the crew there, so it's good that a lot of crew are here, and a lot of the people who actually do a lot of the really big hours after we've long gone. So yeah, I think it's pretty special.
And what can fans expect from this final film?
A lot of fighting.
Yeah,
a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be one of the defining battle experiences in cinema this year.
Yeah.
I really do. From what I've seen doing ADR, it's going to blow people away.
Yeah. It's been about 13 years of Middle-earth on screen, so it's
I think it's 16.
Yeah,
is it 16?
16, yeah.
Yes.
16, I think, since 16, it started filming. 13 since the film came out, the first film.
Years. Peter Jackson was only 10.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I really hope you enjoy the film. Sasha, the screening will be in just 2 hours, so we'll talk to you again soon.
Very exciting. Thank you very much, Laura.
Hi there, Michael. Well, I'm joined by editor and producer Jamie Selkirk, who's also one of the co-founders of Weta. Thank you so much for being with us here this morning.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, this last Hobbit film really does mark the end of an incredible journey. How does that feel for you?
I think it's going to be quite scary, actually, because what are we going to do next? This is really the finale, and what a better place to have it here in Miramar, middle of Middle-earth.
Absolutely.
Everyone here made the movies here. This is where they all made. It's fantastic.
And speaking of what's going to happen next, what is going to happen next?
It's all secret, really. No one knows. We've got it. The films are already sort of starting to rev up here now, because for a while we had a bit of a quiet patch. So now with the new government incentives, it's enabled us to actually get more production coming through here. We've got Pete's Dragon starting up here shortly. We've got another couple of movies coming through. We've got Avatar coming in late next year. I'm sure Peter will do something too.
I'm sure he will. Now, you're editor, producer. What's your role with Weta at the moment?
I'm still involved with Weta, with Richard at Weta Workshop, and I've been involved with the studios up to now, so I'm sort of getting away a little bit from the actual filmmaking and more running the facilities, which is sort of not so 24/7, it's a lot better.
Yeah. And speaking of facilities, I mean, this is one of them, isn't it? The Roxy Cinema, you opened this 3 years ago. Tell me a bit about that.
Oh, that's right. It was one of the key things we needed in Miramar. We didn't really have a cinema. We had the filmmaking community, no cinema. So we thought, what a great idea to set this up here, and we've sort of rebuilt it to our sort of deco style we want it to be, to make it sort of bring back the nostalgia of movies, come here for a really nostalgic feel of going to movies. And it's great that they couldn't get a better place to have the finale, you know, for The Hobbit here, because this is right in the middle here, and this is where all the films are made here by all the crew who work around this area, and it's sort of the centre of the film industry here in Wellington, really. So it's just an ideal place to have it. And what better place? The Roxy Cinema.
And I know when you opened the Roxy, you said you wanted to give something back to the community of Miramar, because as you said, this really is, we're in the thick of it, aren't we? You can't really go anywhere in Miramar without seeing Weta something.
Yeah, I know, that's right. And I think it's really taken on, the community's taken it on as being the centre, and it's just developing, making the Miramar a place to really come and be excited about. So it's done what we wanted to do. And,
do you think you ever imagined 15 or 16 years ago when you started filming that first Lord of the Rings that it would be as huge as it has been?
Never in a million years. We had no idea how it would take off. I mean, when you think about the first film, we were sort of struggling to know how to even make it, and then as we developed and got better and better and progressed and got better skills. I mean, at the end of the Lord of the Rings was just such a phenomenal success for New Zealand and generally for the industry. So it's made the industry in New Zealand really develop, and it's bring all the skills in, which is so good, and that's what's enabled us to do films like Carrying On, doing all the films we've been doing up to now with The Hobbit and The Hobbit. And Peter's always said he wanted to do The Hobbit, so that was cool that he actually finally got to do that. So it's made it what I think an awesome, the film industry in New Zealand just so up to it now, and people want to come in, productions want to come here all the time and use New Zealand to film in, because we've got enormous great skill base, so it's just fantastic.
And you actually won an Oscar for your editing as well. What was that like?
That was really exciting. Who would have ever thought that we were going up to get some Oscars and during the Lord of the Rings? It was just something you just think about. You never imagined you're going to ever go there, and it was so exciting when we were there, and we won so many that particular year. So it was just so exciting. I still don't even remember going up on the stage to get mine, but yeah, got it there sitting at home on the old mantelpiece. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I really hope you enjoy the film.
I will, hopefully I will, yes. I haven't seen it yet, so there you go.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Back to you, Michael. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Morning, Sasha. Well, things are certainly underway down here at the Roxy. The screening is in just an hour and a half, and I'm joined here by fan and founder of the New Zealand chapter of the Tolkien Society, Jack McKeeler. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning, Jack.
Wouldn't miss it.
How are you feeling about seeing this last film?
It's pretty good. Yeah, pretty exciting. Everybody's here, so yeah, really looking forward to watching the film this morning.
Any idea what to expect from it?
Oh, just excitement, really. The wrap-up, the last in the series, and kind of the third part of the 6 movies, so we kind of know where things are going to end up. But it'll be interesting to see the journey, how we're going to get there. It's going to be very interesting.
I've heard to expect a lot of fighting in this film.
It's going to be a big battle, obviously. Online, there was a few people complaining, goes, oh my goodness, it's going to be a big battle. And they're thinking, it's called the Battle of the Five Armies. So it wasn't entirely unexpected, that one.
And how are fans around the world reacting to the fact that this is the very last of the Middle-earth films?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to finally see the last part, but also a bit sad that it is the last part, of course. But a bittersweet thing, yeah. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all pans out. And we'll have to look to see what the movie's like. But there is one more coming, of course. The extended movies, which all the fans will be going, well, one more then. We'll have another party for that as well.
And Sir Peter Jackson always seems to have something else up his sleeve, so maybe it won't be the last, who knows?
Who knows, yeah.
I wouldn't want to speculate.
Lord of the Rings Part 7, like Star Wars.
Yeah. And do you think fans around the world are still going to come to New Zealand to experience Middle-earth years down the track?
I think so, absolutely, yeah. We've got a lot of people here today from different countries. And we know that this month we've got a whole lot of people just turning up for the midnight sessions in 10 days' time, so I don't think that's ever going to stop.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is New Zealand's version of The Sound of Music in Austria. People still coming to Austria just to see where the movie was made. New Zealand has got that thing going on here as well now. So.
Now tell me a bit about your costume.
Well, it's sort of a generic soldier's outfit. It's not anyone specific. I kind of cheated a little bit. If you go specific, everyone's going to go, oh, it wasn't quite right, was it? So I'm beyond criticism at this point.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the film.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
Alrighty, back to you, Sasha.
Beyond criticism, that's a great way to look at it. Thank you very much, Laura. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sasha, well, that special advanced screening is happening in just 1 hour, but right now I'm joined by Bob Buck, who was a costume designer for the films, and Mayor Celia Wade-Brown. Thank you both for being here this morning.
It's a pleasure.
Bob, obviously costumes are a massive part of these films, so what's it like for you seeing it on the big screen?
Oh, well, it's amazing. It's a wonderful sort of culmination of a lot of people's work, and for us it's fabulous to see it in an environment, because a lot of it was shot with green screen, and it's lovely to see that story told in full.
Yeah, I bet it really brings them to life.
It does, definitely brings them to life.
Yeah. And are you excited about seeing this film? Big fan?
I am. I'm a great Tolkien fan, and it's going to be really sad to see goodbye to Middle of Middle-earth, but the costumes will live on, and we're really looking forward to seeing them up close in more detail.
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? This really is the end of an era, the last of the 2 trilogies. How does that feel for you, having worked so hard on these films?
It does feel very sad, and the end of an era, because I did work on The Lord of the Rings as well, and it was a privilege to be able to work on The Hobbit. And it is very, very sad, but, it's wonderful to have been a part of it all.
Yeah. And Celia, I hear there's a special announcement between Wellington City Council, Weta Workshop and Positively Wellington Tourism. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I can. The wonderful costumes that you see looking so beautiful in the films and so absolutely integral to the story, Wellingtonians and visitors are going to be able to see them up close and personal and look at that amazing craftsmanship. There are going to be 22 costumes at 16 locations throughout Wellington, opening on December the 11th. So we're going to have the Middle of Middle-earth costume trail, and that's going to attract a lot of attention and a lot of visitors to Wellington. Yeah. So it's all good.
Oh, that'll be a great thing for the city. Thanks so much for joining me, both of you. Back to you, Sasha.
Thanks, Laura.